Well, Happy New Day, CSA. How feels each and every one of you this wonderful, lovely new day? How feels wonderful, beautiful, handsome, enlightened, and fantastically prosperous and healthy you this wonderful, lovely new day? Well, namaste, and I welcome all of you to today's lesson sermon. In the 18th chapter, the 73rd verse of the Bhagavad Gita, we read a statement made by Arjuna, and it reads, "Destroyed is my delusion, and recognition has been gained by me through thy grace, O Krishna. I stand firm with my doubts dispelled. I shall act according to thy word." That was the saving grace of Arjuna. You know, the Bhagavad Gita starts with Arjuna being called to war, and he was despondent. And finally he said, "I won't fight." And the Lord said, "Shame on you, boy," and explained the purpose of creation and everything to him. And after he understood, he said, "Yes, my doubts are now dispelled and recognition has been gained by me. So I shall act according to your word." You know, Lord Jesus also had his trying moment just before he was crucified. He went to the Garden of Gethsemane, and as he prayed, he said to the Father, "Lord, if it be thy will, let this thing pass by me. But not my will, but yours be done." You see, when I realized that I have been called to minister, I had this argument with God, serious. I said, "Lord, you remember UTC? Because you remember UTC. You are too young. UTC had a lot of pastors there during that time preaching, and they were swindling people. And I said, "Lord, in front of UTC, you have many people. Me, I want to live my life and do what I'm doing, and you want me." Then he said, "But who has realized that those guys were not truthful? Who has realized that what they are teaching, if people listen to it, they will go astray?" And that shut me up. And I said, "Okay, Lord, I will." But you see, that did not end the game. That really started it. Because a lot of my friends then who thought I was the party, rebelled. How can you now pull out from the party? We are all enjoying ourselves, and Nkwandi will say, "Ukosum nyame." And I looked at them and I said, "Well, I've made my choice." Then one of them later on told me, he said, "We've been friends for a very long time. You went away, you've come back now as a reverend minister, and I am living the life that we lived to the maximum. And there are two things now for me to do, either to follow you or to continue in this. And I'm afraid where I've reached, I won't follow you. So you go. But know that you have my support always." About some 3-4 years ago, I had news that he had made his transition. And as a good friend, I called his sister and I said, "I've heard my brother is gone." He said, "Oh, we're just coming back from his burial." I said, "I just heard about it today." You see, in this world, people come and people go. But like my guru, Roy Jean Davis, told me, he said, "Samuel, don't worry about those who come and those who go. Your duty is to keep the message pure. What God has given you to give to the world, keep that pure." You see, in this world, you may sometimes judge yourself, and if you don't take care, you become a successful failure. Because in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that those of you who are choosing the right path, it is better for you to fail in your choosing, what God has given to you, your chosen purpose, to fail in that than to take the lifestyle of another and succeed in that. You can build a place and have a motel, or what they now call Airbnb, and make a lot of money. And you can choose to be what God has told you to be, and fail in that. But doing that, at least you tried your best. Your best was not enough. But when you miss your mark, you have indeed missed the whole show. Arjuna was a good warrior, and he had to fight his enemies. But you know something? We don't have any enemies in this world. When you awaken, you see that God is equal in everyone and everything. And that he who thinks that he can destroy another person, and he who thinks he can be destroyed, both are mistaken. For the only one destroys not. My elder brother Dr. Mustafa, late, who used to be a neurosurgeon at Kolibu. He said something which then amazed all of us. He said, this whole universe is a bundle of energy. And you have heard that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but it can only change form. Life has created or manifested its own energy as the universe and is hiding behind each form, performing everything that is being performed. And our duty coming to this earth is to awaken to our divinity. You see, do not only say, Jesus said, I and the Father are one. You must also realize your oneness with your Father. When I was pursuing this, one of the things I realized was that people were always trying to pray to God to change things. And I said to myself, if all of us have the same Father, why should it be the responsibility of one person to save all of us? Why don't He show us how we can reconcile with our Father? And so when I saw Kriya Yoga, and I found out that it was to help me awaken to my oneness with God, I held on to it. And I found out that that is what we all need to do, to awaken to our oneness with our source. And so, wherever I go, all over the world, the first thing I try to say is that God is my life, and I'm beholding the presence of God in everyone and everything I meet. See, this simple thing has become very, very difficult for those who think of God hiding somewhere in the sky, or, some divinity inside the sea, or in Dodua forest. Look, God is everywhere. God cannot deny itself in you when you look for it. They say, ask, and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and you shall find. Anyone who searches for God sincerely finds God. I found so many people in the various traditions find God. And so don't think that the tradition that you follow is the only tradition you can use to find God. I encounter some traditions and they talk about surrender to God. I find it in my tradition. I found traditions which tell us, oh, love God with your heart, you see, if you have to love God with your soul, then you must know your soul. Isn't that right? Because how can you love God with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your soul if you don't know your soul? I remember talking to a lady one time. We used to attend a spiritual church together. And when I returned from Lakemont, she came to visit because she was the girlfriend of one of the pastors there. And she came to tell me, things were not going well with them. And she was experiencing some things with her business. And I said, have you considered prayer? And he said, oh, I have not succeeded. And I said, you? But when I was attending church with you, your voice was always the loudest. You could pray, look, sometimes some people pray and you think that they are from right now, from the presence of God talking to you. They give history, they give geography, they give language of their choice, but they really don't mean it. And you know what she told me? She said, look, sir, when we go to church and it's time to pray, the pastor says, pray. So if I have to pray and God has to listen to all of us, then I have to shout because Nyame, now so you need to say, yeah. And so if God has to hear my prayer, then I must shout above all of you so that he can hear my prayer. And I said, no, God does not do that. They say in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Have you heard that before? She said, yeah, it's in the Bible. I said, it didn't say in shouting and bullying shall be your strength, but in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. He said, is that why you are always quiet when we're praying? I said, well, you can define it any way you want to, but I found out a long time ago that shouting does not bring us God. That we cannot, Jesus said, we cannot take the kingdom by storm. Paramahansa Yoganandaji said that a yogi sits unshaken amidst the burst of crashing worlds. You must be composed. Your mind must be even. Krishna says evenness of mind is yoga. When both hemispheres of your brain has been quieted by the mind, then the basis has been formed for divinity to manifest itself. We are told, awaken thou that sleepest and rise from the dead. Go beyond your physical form, and your soul's light will be revealed to you. We sat this morning, we meditated, and if you meditated correctly, you will have beheld a light at the forehead. Last Thursday, I brought the haritaki herb. You know, we are told that in our brain, we have the pineal gland. It's like a pine. But they found out that if they put some substance, it can calcify it, and then we can all be controlled, because they can have a lot of awakened people walking around. So there was a conspiracy, and we've been drinking water, and we have toothpaste, and most of our toothpaste has this. And it has calcified the pineal gland. One of the substances which removes the calcification is haritaki. When you read about the history of that herb, you know, Hari is one of the names of God. It's a divine gift to mankind. You see, everything that will happen, the source knew it before it happened. And so the solution is provided. Every question has an answer. And that is why when you ask the source, what am I? What am I? It helps you to awaken to your true nature. I ordered haritaki from one of my Indian brothers in Rishikesh, and he came last Wednesday. So Thursday, I brought it, and I told Reverend Isaac and Derek, I said, you guys are here now, so I will give you, is it 100 gram each? Yours is 100 gram, and yours is 100 gram. And it's not that when you take it once, then the calcification dissolves. So you have to take it for some time. And what I gave them will last for 50 days. God willing, on Wednesday, I'll be leaving for China and then to India. When I'm coming back, I'll bring some more. Because I want you all, without any shade of doubt, to behold the light that you are in this body. Because in this body, the expression of life is light. That is why the Master said, if the eye be single, the whole body will be full of light. And no matter how outside authorities decide to hide the light, God will give us a solution to find the light that we are. But the question is this: when you find out who you are or what you are, and you find out your source, wouldn't you find why you are in this world? And it looks like all of us have been playing this game of, Charlie, look, me, I won't bother with this God thing that I have to find myself and find out why I'm here. I will just do what everyone is doing. And that is why you can become a successful failure. Ask, what does life want of me? What does life want to do through me? And ask me. Ask this constantly. Look, we all cannot be accountants. We all cannot be doctors. We all cannot be pilots. So ask what life manifested itself as you to do in this world. And when you find that, like it said, whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might. And do it well. When you leave this world, the world will be crying, but you will be happy because you know that you did what you came into this world to do. But when it is time for you to leave this world, and you find out that, shucks, man, I missed the mark. And then your helper tells you, don't worry, you come back again, but you will lose some points. I heard that one football team has been banned for, I think, 4 years. All Stars. They have been banned for 4 years. And who knows even if after 4 years they will be able to be back. They tell us that, oh, when you go, you will come back. But you don't know when you will come back. And so, find out why you are here. Make it your business. And then go beyond form. And realize your true nature. And do the work that you've been sent to do. Rabindranath Tagore said, I have come into this world. I have lived my life. But have I sung the song I came to sing? And I'm asking you, have you sung the song you came to sing? Think about it. Take it into your prayer, and after meditation, ask, Lord, why did you come into this world as me? What am I here for? Listen with them, because the Lord will answer you. And when you are answered, don't be like Arjuna and say, I won't fight. Because it will come like a struggle. You know, every successful person in this world had some kind of struggle, mental struggle that they go through. You must overcome your own personal struggles. And in the end, you say, like Arjuna, Lord, my doubts have been settled. My doubts about life. You know, sometimes people say life is war. It looks like some people take it literally and start going to war. But you take it as a spiritual duty. The war is happening inside of you. Kill your doubts. Kill the negative thoughts which are your enemies, and rise above them all. And you find that you are what you have been searching for. All these incarnations, all the times that you have been coming into this world, you are what you have been looking for. Namaste.